I get home from work, long day at work at the salon, come home, throw 2 burgers on the grill. I made myself like a double cheeseburger. Put everything on it. Take a bite. This lands in my shirt. And there's going to be one person that says, you know you have mustard on your shirt. Well, let's make this clear. More people will have watched this mustard stain in my shirt by the end of the day than have listened to your podcast. Hi, my name is George Bruno, also known as the Sultan of Silver in the hair industry. Welcome to another edition of Mustard on Your Shirt Without Borders. Stay tuned. Macanudo cigar. They are so mild, they're beautiful. Courtesy of Daniel Deggy, one of my clients who traveled a really long way to sit in the chill chair. So, Daniel, this is for you. Perfect. Perfect. If you've never smoked a cigar before and you're wondering what brand, you can never go wrong with a Macanudo. Even like the cheap Macanudos are so good. This is not a cheap one. This is a premium cigar. But Daniel, let me toast you, man, with a Yingling Black and Tan. Excellent. Whoop. Everything is spilling on me tonight, but let me get through this quick because the edibles are going to kick in. Nothing says, let's get high in about 2 hours, like edibles. Only kidding about the edibles, but that is true, right? Hold on. Let me get that little ember going. So I'm talking to her about some of my plans. I got unstuck last year for the first time in my life. I achieved everything I've ever wanted to have in my lifetime. I've obtained material goods. I'm dead serious. If I won the $500 million Powerball, I would still drive a Vespa and the cars that I have and live where I'm living, except I would probably have a house on the beach in Florida with a studio in it, and I would rather be recording this on the beach than in my backyard. So the only thing good about this right now is that the landscapers came yesterday and not today. So I'm looking at a house in Florida, working with a realtor. This house is $2.4 million. It's actually 2 residences. It looks like one house, one side of the house, both beautiful, magnificent sides of the house with separate areas, and then the middle section, it's like 4 stories, and the middle section is like a common section that doors from each residence come into. So whether it be my parents or friends or you, inviting you down for a long weekend and having a consulting session or something like that. That's what I'm looking at. So she says to me, she says, I really believe in you. She says, I think you're going to get there. She goes, I just have this feeling. Let me tell you something. I'm pretty self-determined. Not a lot sways me. I've been through enough shit in my life. Honest to God, like in Donnie Darko, if an airplane engine just came and crashed right alongside me, I would be like, jeez. I don't want to say I'm unshakable, but there's not a hell of a lot that can knock me off my mental position where I'm at. Honestly. Medical stuff, bad news, relationship stuff. I'm pretty stable. But it hasn't always been that way. I was more emotional than anything else. I'm more of a stoic now. even keeled, which means that I don't have the super highs and I don't have the super lows. Can I get excited about things? Of course I can get excited about things, but I just don't have that. I don't have the dark days like I used to have when I was younger. Now I'm closer to 60 than 50, and those dark days were probably, the last of my dark days were probably, I would say, in my mid-40s. And I started realizing that I was not the cause of my dark days, but I was contributing to that darkness. My reaction to that darkness is what made the darkness worse. And then next thing you know, like for instance, you get bad news and you drink 6 beers, have a few shots, you get high a little bit, then you stumble, you crack your head open, you wake up and you go, holy shit, there's blood all down you. Like, now you're now one problem removed away from the original problem. You compounded your issues by the way you reacted. It took me years, literally 4 decades, to realize that most of my problems were compounded by my reactions. So I calmed down. That's why I kind of like Stoicism, but not like a robotic statue kind of Stoicism. Okay? I just don't let the surrounding world control my emotions like it used to. Okay? Oh, I have a new cigar cutter. It's called Teeth. I'm dead serious. I could have lifted up the back end of a car when I heard her say that to me. If you put 350 pounds on the barbell, at that moment I could have bench pressed 350, which I can just barely bench press my own weight right now. But there was something about her confidence in me. She saw something in me that I didn't see in me. Do you have somebody like that in your life? And this isn't even a lover. This is someone who I love and someone who loves me, but we're not together in that way. There is nothing like surrounding yourself with people who believe in you so much that they are unrealistic about your goals. How damn cool is that, to have a wife or a girlfriend or a husband or a partner or a boyfriend who believes in you so much, even when you doubt you, they are right there by your side, pushing you, strengthening you, hugging you, kissing you, reminding you of your goals. Oh my God, I could have taken on an army at that point. Not even my wife, when I was married, had that type of optimism about me. Now that high came and went, and I'm just recounting the story for you. And for me, I would say a lot of this has to do with, it's now sunshine, okay? What time is it now? I can't, son of a bitch, my battery's dead. It says 11:30 on my watch. Well, I got to get a new watch battery tomorrow, so I really don't know what time it is. I'm guessing it's about 7:30 right now. 7:30 on a Saturday night. Like Jonathan Goldsmith says, whenever I have a cigar, it enjoys the hell out of me. And I think this Macanudo is really enjoying being smoked right now. I had a library. It was amazing. The hardest thing about moving for me is moving my books. That's the hardest thing because I love my books. Oh, there's the little kitty Sammy. Hi, Sammy. How are you, baby? Everybody wings it when they parent. Your parents did. It's not like learning how to drive where you become competent and then you test driving while you have your permit, and then you take a test, and then you pass the test, and then you get your license. Parenting isn't like that. Everybody wings it. You could read all the damn parenting books in the world, and everything you know will be somewhat helpful. But parenting is one big, giant curveball. And I've never made an official apology to my children for my shortcomings, but if they happen to be watching this, kids, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I tried my best. As far as marriage is concerned, that's winging it too. You can read all, and believe me, I was a education and counseling major, master's degree, taught in 5 colleges. I thought I knew about this stuff. Honestly, marriage, you know what it was? I think I had a weird picker. Does that make sense? I met a girl once who was married 5 times. I said, what's with the 5 marriages? She says, I have a bad picker. I said, a picker? I said, I never heard that word. What is it? She goes, it's like that thing inside you that says, this is a good person for you, or this is not a good person for you. She says, that thing inside me, it doesn't work. She goes, so I don't know who's good for me and who's not good for me. And I end up being attracted to people based upon superficial things and feelings, not on facts and solid things. And I get that. And a lot of that comes from having good role modeling. And, you know, am I blaming my parents? I remember when I was in my 20s, I blamed my parents for many things. Like I'm sure my kids are blaming me right now for stuff. But the reality is, a lot of that changes when you have kids of your own. And I love my mom and dad. And I want to spend time with them before they leave this earth. I want to sit down and have a cigar with my dad, even though he doesn't have a cigar. Cigars now, since he had bladder cancer, he just stopped smoking everything. Although I think he's not opposed to some green leaf for relief. The man has like beaten death minimum 6 times. Minimum. I call my parents every day. Dad, what are you doing? He said, I just got done running 2 miles. I'm like, what? He's in his mid-80s. Ran 2 miles. I think living in Florida helped prolong their life. I think. Because being cooped up inside your house in New York for 5 months, 6 months out of the year, and you know, I think being out in the sunshine and being active is helpful. I felt like this was the longest, most wicked, horrible, crappy winter that I've had in a long time. And it was just starting to affect my attitude a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit. The stoic in me says, don't get too high, don't get too low.